Once, in a quiet village nestled between rolling hills and ancient woods, lived a small gray cat named Whiskers. He wasn't a cat of great pedigree or fame, but to a little girl named Eliza, he was everything. Eliza had found Whiskers when he was a frail, trembling kitten hiding under a cart in the rain. She wrapped him in her scarf, carried him home, and promised him he would never be cold or lonely again. Whiskers grew strong under her care, and the two became inseparable. Every morning, he would follow her to school and wait outside until she returned. Every night, he would curl beside her, purring softly like a lullaby. But time, as it often does, brought change. Eliza's family was moving to the city. The new apartment allowed no pets. Her parents assured her it was temporary, just until they found a better place. But to a child, such promises felt like betrayal. On a stormy morning, with tears streaking her cheeks, Eliza kissed Whiskers one last time and left him in the care of her grandmother, who lived on the edge of the forest. Whiskers waited. Days turned to weeks. Eliza's scent lingered on the blanket she left behind, but her voice never came back. Life with Grandma was quiet. She was kind but old, and not used to cats underfoot. Whiskers often wandered into the woods, chasing butterflies or simply listening to the wind rustling the trees, the same wind that had once carried Eliza's laughter through the open windows. One winter evening, the wind carried something else, a sound not of laughter but of pain. A fox, thin and desperate, lunged at Whiskers near the brook. He tried to flee, but his paw caught in a bramble. He hissed, scratched, fought, but the fox was stronger. Then came a voice, not Eliza's, but firm and kind. A boy from the village, out collecting firewood, saw the scene and shouted. The fox fled. The boy, named Tomas, wrapped Whiskers in his coat and took him home. Whiskers spent weeks healing. Tomas wasn't like Eliza, but he talked to Whiskers every night and fed him the best scraps he could sneak from the dinner table. Slowly, Whiskers' spirit mended. Still, part of him remained with the little girl who had once promised he'd never be alone. 3 years passed. Eliza, now older, never stopped missing Whiskers. When her family finally moved into a home of their own, one with a garden and warm sunlit windows, the first thing she did was ask about him. Her grandmother had passed away, and no one knew what became of the cat. Heartbroken but determined, Eliza returned to the village that spring. She wandered the paths they used to take, called his name near the school, the cart, the woods. Whiskers was older now, with a small scar on his paw and a cautious way about him. But when he heard that voice, soft, trembling, and familiar, something stirred deep inside. Eliza had nearly given up when she saw him sitting beneath the old chestnut tree near the brook. He didn't run. He didn't need to. When she dropped to her knees and opened her arms, he stepped forward, slow at first, then faster, until he was in her arms, purring louder than he had in years. Tomas, who stood nearby, smiled. He knew the cat belonged to someone else long before he did. Whiskers went home that day, truly home. Back to warm laps, garden chases, and the voice that once promised he'd never be alone. And this time, the promise was kept. The end,